Hey everyone, it's Scott Poland here. I wanted to put together today's video about the massive class action lawsuit that happened down in the States. It started in Missouri. It's now spread into 18 different states. There's additional lawsuits that are happening, but I want to talk to you about that in case you're reading this news, because there's also now one that's happening in Toronto. Now, these lawsuits are all about they claim brokerages are colluding to inflate commissions as well as housing prices. Now they're talking about they're talking about the cooperating agent. So that's the buyer agent. So if you're buying a home and you're working with an agent, it's them getting paid by the seller. Now, this is clearly laid out in our paperwork. There's no confusion in the paperwork other than if your agent never explained the paperwork to you, I could see how this is very confusing. And this is probably the biggest concern that's happened in the States. I don't know what paperwork's like in each state. I think each state actually differs slightly. So I don't know what it's like in Missouri, but I know here in Ontario, it's very clearly laid out how much the commission is and who gets paid and who represents who. It's very, very clear, but your agent needs to explain that to you. So it is your largest asset. I'd be asking lots of questions if there's any confusion, but it should be explained when you are signing that paperwork. Now, the reason we even have cooperating agents or buyer agents is because decades ago, they didn't exist. Seller was the only one that was represented. So then the buyer obviously felt that they weren't properly it wasn't fair to them because they weren't being represented. So they brought in a cooperating agent. They brought in commission for the cooperating agent if they were to sell the house, things like that, to make it fair that a seller and a buyer are represented individually. They have their own counsel essentially to discuss the house price or conditions, whatever that may be. Now, I don't know where this is going to go. It's obviously going to take years and years and years for this to play out in court. But I'm curious what your thoughts are about the idea of you as a buyer having to pay the buyer agent's commission and it never ever comes from the seller. Now, this happens all the time. Jess and I and Katya, our team, we always show for sale by owners, private listings. The cooperating commission doesn't ever concern us whatsoever. So I don't, and I know there's lots of agents in Guelph that feel the same way we do. If it's the perfect house for our client, we are going to show our client. Our business is built on repeat and referral. And if we lock down a house that works perfect for our client, we know they will tell friends and family and our business grows. So we just need to do the right thing for our buyer. But my question for you is, if you had to pay commission to your buyer agent directly on the sale, or you have to increase your purchase price to accommodate the buyer's commission, whatever that may be, how do you feel about that? I'm curious what your thoughts are. Thanks.